All right, turn your fucking headlights off.
This flippy thing.
You turned them on. They're not automatic. You know where the button is.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's a blinker.
And turn the
got it.
Turn the music down too. Like, have you ever been on a stakeout? Like, do you not stalk people?
Dude,
This isn't
it's just
difficult.
getting us in the fucking mood, you know? Like,
No, it's fine. Listen,
we gotta break some shit tonight.
no, we're not going to break anything. We're breaking in. See what I did there?
Exactly.
That's a Laundry Dan joke. Okay. As soon as she comes out, we're going to go in, okay? I think he's fucking in there.
Like fucking in there, or
No,
he's
I
just
think...
like fucked in there.
Who knows? We haven't heard from him in 3 days. He was going to see her. It was the last thing he said when he clocked out. All right.
He actually clocked out. Did you double check?
No, he always swipes his card the wrong way. I have to go in and manually key in his time. And you know what? I give him I take a few extra minutes off. Fucker leaves early every day.
He tells me he works 24 hours sometimes. I'm like,
Well, that's because he didn't fucking clock out. Whoa, she's coming. Oh, duck. You think she see me? I don't know. What can she see? Even with your headlights not on, her fucking teeth are reflecting the sun. Jesus Christ. Okay. I think you should stay in the car.
why? I'm smaller, more nimble.
Yeah, but I do this all the time. Werewolf, remember?
You bust through the window and kill people.
I know, and I might have to kill him depending on what's going on, making me work 3 days in a row. But listen,
I'm
you
tired.
see us coming, you fucking start the car, and we bolt.
All right. Do you want me to honk?
Why
coming?
Why did you ask that as I was getting out of the car? Like, I've already started the process of going.
It's at the door. I'll honk.
Don't
1
honk.
2 1 2 1 2.
I think just a honk will suffice. I think a 1 2 1 2 that's going to tell other people that there's something going on. One
What if
honk
somebody
is
else honks on the street? How you gonna know?
Two. All right, two honks. Just a honk.
Okay.
Ha, and I will get it. Okay, that'll. I bet if you did that right now, he'd come out. But I'm gonna go get him.
Yeah, I hope you
All right, watch my sneak. This is like professional prowling right here. All right.
do. All right. Oh, he's just on his tippy toes. I don't. Okay.
From the narrative perspective, would actually be following my perspective.
Mhm.
Just letting you know, like you don't have to add any color commentary. I'll take over from here, dude.
Why are you still here?
Because I was showing you my prancing style, but you started to talk.
Yeah, you turned around.
For narrative
Went back.
continuity, I needed to correct you.
All right.
How about this right now? Like, I'm just going to make a whoosh noise, and then all of a sudden I'll be inside the house. Whoosh. Kron! Kron! All right. Marco! Marco!
Follow.
All right, I got you. Whoa, dude.
God damn it. Why did you do that?
What?
I'm in the one chair in the living room, you fucker.
It's fucking dark in here.
God damn it.
I wanted to make sure it wasn't somebody else. Plus, it was nice to confirm what I already knew about your downstairs.
Yeah.
We'll keep it between you and I. It's fine. All right. Listen, we got some options here. I can cut your feet loose. Start with that. Or
Why are you here?
Why are you fucking tied up to a chair?
Is this thing we're into? Why do you think I got all this lingerie on?
Okay, so you want to be in this situation.
Yes, of course, dude.
So
This is what we do.
I've transported in here for no reason.
I guess. Why Is fucking Dan outside?
Yeah.
God
And knowing
damn it.
Danny might be fucking outside.
God damn it. I
Okay,
hope one of you
so
fuckers
you-
didn't clock me out of the work computer.
Yeah, I clock you out every day. You think you're working the system.
No,
It's
you're going to have
not.
to add that time back on,
Nope,
dude.
this isn't. No.
This is my shift
This
time.
isn't work. This isn't work.
I worked this whole weekend.
Okay.
You
So I
can't
don't
do
put,
that.
So do you want me to put the ball bag back in?
No, I don't like that part.
That's the one thing you don't like about this.
No.
Okay.
But she likes it because it pops the teeth out.
Okay. Do you want to drink a water or something with that?
Yeah, I guess I'll take. I mean, you got a beer. I'll take a beer.
Okay, hold on. What the fuck, Dan is what? Dan,
Hold the
I
beer
told-
up to my lips.
wait, hold on. Dan, I told you, get in the car.
I don't think purple's his color.
I tried, Kron. I
I
tried.
don't pick the color.
I tried.
She put me in this.
Take it. Quit snapping fucking photos and hand him this beer.
Give me the beer, dude. We've already posted these all over the internet. By
Yeah,
the way,
he
You're-
doesn't seem embarrassed by this.
I don't give a shit, dude.
Are we on OnlyFans or something?
Well, not right now. All the camera stuff put away.
Oh.
I do not give OnlyFans to share my personal information or photos of myself. I do not give OnlyFans. See, I'm saying that out loud, so they don't have permission to show me.
We're not filming right now. You should
I know,
see
but
this
I'm
chick.
just saying it. I'm like an old person. Dan, pull your shirt down. God damn it! Don't
You
give
should
that
see
shit away
this-
for free.
You should see this chick chew through rebar, dude. It'll rock your world.
Why did she leave?
She's going to get more rebar.
Yeah, it's just
There's a big
strange shit, man.
construction site down the
So
way.
she puts you in purple lingerie, ties you to a lazy boy, and forces you to, or you then watch her chew through
Yeah.
rebar.
Well, that's how it starts.
It's pretty specific. All right,
that
here's your
a
sip
whip?
of the here's your sip of the beer.
Is that a whip right there?
Yeah, of course.
Does it work?
How does a whip not work?
He's not reacting at all, dude. This dude is. You are a hardened man.
Must be.
Dan, you whip like a 12-year-old girl, dude.
Weak.
Yeah, just weak. It's weak whips.
We don't say that now, dude.
Man,
All girls are superheroes, dipshit.
Whatever.
you've been beat for 3 days. You can't feel shit.
Can you
Yeah.
guys leave a 6-pack and get the hell out of here?
I can tell you what we can do is leave.
Yeah.
Good.
You're not getting any beer.
Leave a beer.
No, it's fine.
Come on, be a bro, dude.
No, I was being a bro coming to try to rescue you.
Be a bro.
Nah.
Dan, make him leave a beer.
Don't leave a beer.
Oh, you fuckers, dude.
It's your own fault. You,
Yeah,
you
you
got
got-
into
I'm
this,
clocking
didn't
you
fucking
both
buy
out
beer.
on Monday. I'm clocking you both out on the work computer on Monday.
Come on, Dan. Let's magically transport to the Kudo.
Okay.
All right, now you can turn the car, like you can turn the lights on, you can turn the music back on. We're leaving.
Should we?
Or from your narrative perspective, was the flash to the car? Is that what the end of this is?
I mean, we're in the car. You're talking to me.
Yeah. Do you think maybe we should do like an animated photo of us? Like me in werewolf form and you riding my back?
Can I have wings?
Yeah, you can absolutely have wings.
Yeah.
Does it remind you of something?
This week on 5 Day Rentals, the Fanatic. Welcome back, everybody, to 5 Day Rentals. We are the video store podcast. And this week, we're starting off a new category. It's called Teen Heartthrobs. And what that consists of is any of those hunks or ladies out there that were in a teeny bopper magazine back in the day. I don't even know if they sell them anymore. We're going to do the Fanatic tonight from 2019. The teen heartthrob that I chose was Devon Sawa. What a hunky man. And I'll be taking you through it. I can't do it alone. As always with me, two guys that I'm totally obsessed with. Bones and Kron.
Thanks, Dan.
Did this movie lead to the pandemic? Is there a direct line? Was somebody in Wuhan watching this and dropped a petri dish?
Decided to eat raw bat meat.
Because they were blown away.
I think if COVID didn't happen, this would be
just as bad.
A banger.
No, it wouldn't. It would have just doubled its box office.
Theaters.
It would have doubled its box office from 3,000 to 6,000.
How do you know that? How
I
do you
read
know
it.
what the box
I
office
read it.
is?
I did some research.
The box office was $3,000.
Yeah, the box office was $3,000.
The
Did
box
they show it
office
at a
was $3,153.
They could have just given Fred Durst $4,000. It would have cost them a lot less than this fucking abomination.
Do you know how much the budget is estimated at?
No, I did not see that.
What, 2 or 3 million?
Nah,
That's high.
that's low.
What?
That's crazy. How much did Travolta eat up? What was his number where he was like, if you want me to do the movie?
I mean, Sawa, what, 500,000? If you told me Travolta got $1 million, I'd be like, okay, no higher. But that's still pretty high. Got to pay for all those fucking 747s.
Mm-hmm. I mean, somebody's got to pony up the dough for all the public domain Night of the Living Dead footage. If you're telling me this costs more than $2 million,
Yeah.
I don't know how. Because
Same. They're saving money.
It's one guy.
He's using his own music.
Mm-hmm.
He got paid for that. He's a businessman. And we all know that businessmen make great presidents.
This movie has a tax shelter written all over it.
So 5DR officially endorses Fred Drust for 2024. Estimated $18 million.
God damn.
Where? Where did it go?
You could make 6 Phantasms for that.
Don't tell the Don that. That's just estimated. I couldn't find an exact number.
When did you see this? Did you see this as soon as it came out? Were you counting the days?
I follow a few metal music stuff, and it came out that Fred was doing a movie, and then like a couple of days later it was like John Travolta's connected to it, and I was like, what? And I kind of forgot about it. I came across Prime. It was on Prime, like probably it might have been 2019 or 2020, right around in there. And I was like, okay. And I think I used it for one of our challenges. I just can't remember which one it was. But
our pre-podcast monthly movie challenge that we would do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it just so happened we started a movie podcast, and I was like, well, obviously that's going on there.
Imagine every night at midnight, like your wife would wake up and say, Dan, your phone is ringing. You would say, we're now 12 days away from the Fanatic hitting the theater.
small opening, but did have a theatrical release. But after that, yeah, it went straight to VOD. So that explains the 3,000. Plus COVID. Shut it down, baby.
I mean, when there's only 5 people in line, you should just cancel it, right? I mean, 3,000. That doesn't pay for the fucking like the projector bulb.
Literally everyone who touched this lost money.
That doesn't cover a weekend of shifts for people taking tickets and scooping popcorn.
I love that this is your guys' only issue with this movie.
Yeah, certainly my only issue.
Everything else is
it's not the acting, dialogue,
the writing, the directing,
the structure. I'll tell you this. I don't think the directing is that bad. I think it's set up cohesively. There's some parts in the structure I'm like, okay, this is interesting. And then they immediately fuck it up.
I got some real problems with the writing of this thing.
Yeah. I was shocked that he was, when it said story by, I was like, oh no, I thought he just directed it. And then it said screenplay by somebody and Fred Durst. I was like, oh, okay, no. Then I got worried.
We are throwing around Fred Durst's name. He is the director, and you might know him from Limp Bizkit fame as well. So, yes. Devin Sawa, John Travolta, directed by Fred Durst. 4th movie. I've seen another one of his, but
is it
Durst?
Is it Ice Cube? Like something with him and his daughter, like the football team or something?
Yeah, that's the kids one. I can't even remember the name of it. And then he has The Education of Charlie Banks. I've seen that one, and I don't know what the other.
Was that with Anton?
No, it's with Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg? Okay.
Anton Chigurh?
Anton Yelchin?
Oh.
Is he in it? He might be in it. I don't know.
No, but I mean, at one point, I think people could forgive me for mistaking Jesse Eisenberg and Anton Yelchin. And then at one point, you could have thrown like Emil Hirsch in there. All those like soft, quirky boys.
Dude, chicks dig soft, quirky
no
boys.
Devin Sawas.
What a hunk.
I should have picked Little Giants just to fucking wash the taste of this out of our mouths.
You could do worse than this.
Mouth. Can you? What? Greasy Strangler?
Nah.
Wild at Heart?
Nothing But Trouble? Texas Chainsaw, The Next Generation.
Oh, wait, we're getting there.
Puppet Master 4?
Yeah.
Hey, shut the fuck up, dude.
Wait, that was my pick.
I know the majority of these were your picks.
Oh, that was a joke. It wasn't funny.
What's the average rater or user rating on this thing? Average user 2.1?
1.8.
1.8? A little high.
Some generous raters on Letterboxd these days.
Did you guys watch this twice? I take it not.
I did like 1.5.
Bones?
Once Kron admitted that he's only watching stuff once, I was like, why am I spending another 2 hours? Like, I already spent so much time. So, yeah, I watched this twice.
Of course I did. Gentlemen, I guess before you rate my Letterboxd, do you have any other thoughts?
I think we'll get into it. Like I said, I mean, I do think the plot is real bad. Like, there's a lot of... I feel like there's stuff in here where if you think about it for 2 extra minutes, it should have been fixed in a rewrite or addressed in some way, but we'll get into that when we get into the plot, I guess.
All right. Well, gentlemen, please rate my Letterboxd.
Kron, you want to go first?
I guess. I don't know, Dan, 2?
I was between a 2 and a 2.5. I think I'm going to take... I'm going to take the clinical play here. I'm going to go with 2.0 as well.
All right. Locked me in at a 2.0 on both of those. We'll find out at the end of this episode what my rating is for The Fanatic from 2019, directed by Fred Drust.
And Dan, if I may, last year at our in-person record, our Discord users were allowed to help us decide with a vote. And you pitched The Fanatic then, and it got votes. So
Brantley Palmer.
I certainly expect some input.
Well, and also just if you voted for this movie way back then, shame on you.
Yes, because I also got the sense that it was simply a torture mechanism. Nobody in their right mind is like, oh, fucking banger, dude. Can't wait to hear the boys talk about that. It's got to be. I can't wait to hear them struggle through that.
Why would you struggle through this? This is beautiful 5DR written all over it.
No.
In cursive. We're going to find some things.
Forgive me as I rock back and forth because that's what people with disabilities do.
He went for it. I mean, he tried something.
How can you go for it so hard and fail so miserably? Like,
there were a few critics out there that were like, Travolta's performance is good.
Well,
and I was like, yeah, I don't know about that.
Some critics are bad.
But there are some reasons behind, and we'll get into that.
Because they only had one take?
No. There's some sentimental reasons on the Travolta family side that led to this. So we'll go there later.
Great. Make me feel bad.
You will. We start with a quote. You are a fan.
Dan, I want to cut you off there. We actually start with about 7 production cards, which I had never seen any of them before.
One of
and
them
here they are.
Sound that scared me.
Here they are in order. Quiver Distribution, Redbox Entertainment. Now, I would imagine at some point, someone at Redbox said, we should make our own movies. And I would guess after this came out, that entire division got shut down. And the guy who suggested that was not fired, but shot behind a dumpster somewhere.
He's in charge of Disney.
I'm pretty sure that dude probably produced, and this is no offense, 15 Bruce Willis movies at the same time. Because you said, there's 6 or 7 production companies?
Yeah, there's 6 production cards that come up before the start of the movie.
So they all averaged $3 million in loss?
If it was all an even split like that, I guess.
Shoot your shot, baby.
Your next one is Pretzel Fang, which, Dan, it did have someone go, Pretzel Fang!
Yeah, it scared me.
After that, Wonder Film, Media Financial Capital, a Dorfman Media company, is the one after that. And then your last one, Bill Kinwright Films, which looked like it was made 10 minutes before they finalized the cut of the film.
Are you going to laugh your ass off when Pretzel Fang comes to us and is like, we want to do an animated show?
I feel like Pretzel Fang has to be like the Durst, kind of wing of the production.
I mean, he got it made. I don't know. All right, we start with a quote. You are a fan. Without you, I am nothing, by Hunter Dunbar.
Always good to start with a line that we have not seen spoken yet from a character we do not know.
You don't know who Hunter Dunbar is? He's a famous actor.
No.
We got to fly over of LA with our narrator here, calling it a city of bullshitters. She tells us that she lives there and it will suck the life out of you. Some people make it, some people don't, but everything falls apart eventually. She explains all this, kind of a time lapse of the day with some unhoused people. We see a man riding high on his scooter through the LA morning. Our narrator explains that this is Moose and he's unbreakable. We do get an animation here of our main character, Moose, and I believe like Hunter Dunbar is on like the fucking billboard in the back and shit.
Completely useless narration, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Well, and there's such long gaps in between the sections of narration that you forget that it is a element of this movie.
Moose swings open the door to the comic shop. He immediately tells the shop owner, Aaron, that he can't talk long because he's got a poo.
I would imagine that would be Fred Durst opening line at his TED Talk.
But he would say it like, I need to push a hot dog through my hot dog, or my to my chocolate starfish, rather.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfuckers.
He said it.
Now this red hat gets a rap from these critics. Aaron asks what's new with Moose. He states he got invited to a cast and crew party for the Friday Night Killer, and Hunter Dunbar is going to be there. Aaron blows up Moose's news with news that Hunter Dunbar will be signing copies of his new book at his store tomorrow night. Moose freaks out, asks Aaron if he's got any memorabilia for him to buy to try to get Hunter Dunbar to sign it. Aaron pulls up a vest from one of Hunter's movies called Space Vampires and makes a deal with Moose. He can have the vest for $300, but since Moose is a good customer, but he has to pay him back by the end of the year.
You think that's a real like Life Force ripoff?
Space Vampires?
Too, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like John Carpenter's Life Force.
John Carpenter ripped off everything, man.
No, I just mean like the element that there's a like leather vested badass that's apparently killing these space vampires. Now we only see a scene from that movie that takes place in an alleyway.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not even in space.
Yeah.
That was the script that was supposed to be Escape from Mars.
He's like, damn it, Fred Durst got space vampires. Fuck.
Oh, is Ghosts of Mars a rip on Escape from Mars?
I think it was like, like Escape from Mars was going to be the next one, but then Escape from LA did so bad. I think he maybe took like elements of it for Ghost of Mars, but I don't know. I've not even seen that movie.
What's
Snake
the rumor?
Plissken was supposed to go to Mars?
Yeah, at one point. That was like the third one was going to be like a space thing, but LA flopped so bad that they scrapped it.
And I bet that was probably just like a Doom ripoff.
Yeah.
This comic shop or like souvenir shop owner, best performance in the movie. I don't even mean that as like a joke. I think he's like the most believable, capable. And then after that is the security guard that we get 2 scenes with.
I think I disagree.
I too.
Because when we meet English Bobby later...
Moose heads back to his moped, takes a few selfies with the vest. We got our main title here. Moose pulls up to his place, goes inside, and gets ready for the party. He puts his best shirt on and practices in the mirror what he's going to say to Hunter Dunbar when he meets him. Moose is very excited to chat with him.
Isn't his best shirt, it's like a bunch of comic panels or something?
Yeah, it's hard to find. We get a quick cut of Moose nervously looking into a wooden gate in a back alley. The narrator explains she put some blame on herself just because she wanted to be a good friend. This is Leah. She's also our narrator. Leah apologized for being late. Moose is very upset. Leah asks if he brought the cutters. Moose hands her a pair of scissors and asks Hunter if he would like his best horror shirt.
That's not bad. It's like a little gag to have it be scissors.
It was
like
alright.
that could work in a better movie.
It's also, but it's too dumb for Moose. This is sort of where you start getting the problems with
Like
how
dumb is he?
unbelievably stupid he is. Yes, like he's stupid for the convenience of the story. And it's a bummer. If this guy is such a movie fanatic, he has seen countless movies and knows that if you're supposed to cut chain link fence, you need a set of bolt cutters, not scissors. You know? Like, if you're just going for the sake of the joke, I
think I can get through a fence with some scissors. That's just
What?
me, though.
You'd break
Strong-ass
the
hands, man.
You'd break the scissors. The fucking
That's how
pivot
you
would
do it.
fail.
You break them and you just get to town, bro.
you know what the joke is? The joke is he brings bolt cutters, but they're like sticking out of his pocket. Like he's got them like in his back pocket and it's like forcing his book bag like forward. Like he knows he needs to bring them, but he doesn't know how to be subtle with them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need them at all.
Well, they have to improvise once they realize he brought a pair of scissors with him.
Well, shouldn't that been the first, like, oh, we can jump over it. We don't have to go through it. I'd rather jump over something than bolt cut or something.
Why? You got a lot more chance of injury. Falling to the ground.
And a bunch of shit.
Uh-huh.
Just a bunch of bags of shit and trash.
I think you can injure yourself by going through the gate as well. You can scratch yourself.
Well, you just cut a bigger hole. Walk right through.
It takes more time.
Just kick it.
Leah says she's needed bolt cutters. Moose says
Based
he
on
didn't
this,
know what
I
they
wouldn't
are.
bring either of you on a heist with me. Just based on how this conversation has gone.
What? I'm kicking my way through shit.
Yeah, you're going to cause all kinds of racket, dude. I'm trying to Rafifi this fucking thing, dude. You got to be quiet.
Fucking Criterion Kron over here.
I have no desire to sneak into a party with Hunter Dunbar. So
I do.
you don't have to worry about that.
My thing's a heist.
You trying to steal some crown jewels or some shit?
There's 8 mil of diamonds in there.
Audience, I will say I
That's your
tried to
problem.
get Kron to give me $4,000 from our pot, 5DR pot, to get Devin Sawa tonight, but he said no.
The account has a negative balance.
That's what he said. That's a no.
But we have a negative $10,000 limit, and we're at like we could have pulled out another 4,000.
We're at negative 8.5.
He would have got on, been like, oh, what do you guys want to talk about? We'll be like the Fanatic, and he would have been like, later.
That would have cost us $4,000.
Yeah, the paycheck
You know what?
confirms I log on. It doesn't confirm that I stay.
He's like, are you sure you don't want to talk about Idle Hands or
Little Giants.
Little Giants or there's a one where
Is he in
Final
Now and Then?
Destination.
He's in Final Destination.
I'm Casper. You don't want to talk about Casper?
Kron, see, this is the difference. Like, I don't heist. I don't like all the security at a location. I like to strike during transport. And that is where blunt force can be useful. Like, I want to hit the cars.
You want to hit an armored car?
Yeah. I can control that situation much better.
Take down a Brinks truck?
Fuck yeah.
All right, Leah makes Moose climb over this fence. He falls, but he is okay. She tells him to get Hunter Dunbar's autograph and split. Moose somehow gets into this party and makes his way through the crowd. He tries to find Hunter Dunbar. He stops by the bar and asks for a strawberry milkshake with real ice cream. Barkeeper's like, sorry, no, dude, we don't carry that.
This is maybe the one time in the movie a joke kind of works. Him asking for a strawberry milkshake.
Oh, he asked for it multiple times through the movie.
Yeah, but I think this is the only point in the movie where it's kind of humorous.
Yeah. I think asking for it, saying, do you have strawberry milkshakes? And the guy saying no. And him like, okay. That's all you need. Again, it just like amplifies. It's too much. It's dumb on dumb.
I think if a person ever asked me for a milkshake at a bar and I was a bartender, I'd be like, I drink your milkshake. And that was all I would say.
If I worked at McDonald's, that's what I would say every time the ice cream machine was down.
Mm-hmm.
I just have that preloaded.
Yeah, you just hit a button and it plays through the loudspeaker.
Yeah.
If you have a milkshake, you know. All right, barkeep says no. Moose leaves to go find Hunter Dunbar. He stops by the food, takes a whiff, and almost pukes. I don't know what he smells.
I thought he was trying to pick up a piece with his mouth at first, like he was bobbing for a chicken wing or something.
I don't. Maybe. We see Leah in the background. She is taking pictures for this event. She kind of looks like, what the fuck? Moose spots an actor that he knows and goes up to her and compliments her for her acting and says that she should do more horror movies. He awkwardly steers the conversation to ask about Hunter Dunbar and if he's at the party, but the actor tells him that he's at his kid's play and won't be there tonight. Moose gets pretty upset and tries to snag an autograph from her. But as he's chatting with her, he gets a little, like I said, he's upset. So security comes in and escorts Moose out. And he's screaming that he's a fan and he should be respected and shit like that. The next day, Leah stops by Moose's place and lays into him about his behavior at the party. She put her neck out for him and he acted like an asshole. Leah says it's cool and everything, but my camera is what pays my rent. So, like, just chill out.
What is Leah's deal? I get that they're friends. But yeah, but it's like she doesn't know how this guy is. She's like the biggest enabler through this entire film. She's like, I'll help you break into the party. I will fucking tell you how to find his house later.
I think this would work better if it was like his sister or, I don't know, like maybe a family member.
I just think if you knew a guy like that, you would not like feed his delusions, you know?
Also, she's not really getting anything from it.
Yeah.
I think I would actually enjoy it more if her intentions were a little bit more selfish. Like she wanted certain things from him. Like, I don't know. Like, the fact that she's just so giving contradicts the fact that she is aware of how dumb he can be.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, I mean, she's the biggest fault of the movie. So
it would at least make more sense if she was getting something out of it.
They get into a flip-off war, and this calms the tensions. We cut to Moose dressing up as a police officer from the UK and practicing his impression. He's a street performer for the tourists there in LA. While doing his performance, Moose notices another street performer that has gathered a large crowd. His name's Todd. He runs a nail through his nose with his buddy Slim. And Slim is his crowd worker. He steals from the crowd that has gathered to watch Todd. After the performance, Slim is not happy with his cut, and Todd tells him to pretty much fuck off. Anybody recognize Slim there?
No.
That's Bill Paxton's son.
Wow.
Todd sees Moose and chats with him a little bit and says, Moose says he's going to go meet Hunter Dunbar. Todd tries to convince Moose to be his new partner, but Moose refuses because he doesn't steal from people.
I mean, you'd call him a Nepo baby, but I think this thing on your resume only is going to hurt you. So.
I don't know if what year did he pass? I think it was 2019. Paxton was, or maybe 2020. I wouldn't want Moose to be stealing from people.
Who cares? Yeah, let him steal. Why not? I would be more worried of like, is he just going to pick somebody's wallet and hold it in front of him and be like, I got your wallet.
Drop this. Moose arrives at the comic shop.
How does this whole fucking pickpocket scheme work anyway? So the one guy jams a nail through his nose. That's the end of the show, right? Like, that's his thing. Now everybody's reaching for their wallets to tip him, and they don't have their wallets now because this other guy stole them.
That's the prestige, Kron.
The whole fucking, like, the grift doesn't make any sense at all.
Maybe he's just pulling the cash and putting the wallet back.
When 8 people are like, my wallet is missing, I think there's going to be some fingers pointed, you know?
Let's look at the one guy that's wearing a hat in the crowd.
Oh, isn't there also like a cereal man watching all this? What the hell was that? The guy with his cereal box.
I watched that and I was like, I'm not going to mention that because I know Kron is going to write that down. Yeah, he has a box of cereal. He's like in full makeup, yeah.
These are all, it's all like, we can't actually show Spider-Man, so what are we going to do?
I love whenever Moose is doing like his show and he's just like, Jack the Ripper, Jack the Ripper.
Oh my God, dude.
People, like, of all the things you could say, he's a serial killer.
I think he's like, it's the Beatles at one point. Look out for the quine. The English Bobby stuff works, dude. It's so bad.
Come on, Bones.
Bones, would you have rather watched an 1.5 hour long movie of English Bobby?
I would have loved the movie where he's in character and he falls down and hits his head and he is English Bobby for the rest of the movie. And his paparazzi friend is trying to remind him of his previous life.
Oh, that would be so much better, dude.
And he's trying to solve a crime as English Bobby. And she's like, "You're not actually a cop. And he's like, there's a coin. I got to solve the coin. Yeah.
He's trying to solve Jack the Ripper.
There's so many, like, I get that you don't want to, he can't be Spider-Man, but he could just be generic superhero man or generic vampire or something. Like,
yeah.
English.
I've never seen any shot of that street in LA where there's an English Bobby next to Captain America and the Hulk, you know?
Where did that come from? It's fascinating.
There's a guy down there that we have in Kron. You're going to get your picture with him one day.
Oh, dude. I hope there is now after the Fanatic came out.
Maybe it was like, what accent cracks you up the most, Travolta? You know?
Maybe.
What was the first costume that fit him on the prop truck?
Were you guys out at this point?
No, I was. This is what brought me back in, dude. English Bobby was trying to save the film.
Moose arrives at the comic shop and quickly gets in line to meet Hunter Dunbar. He waits while Hunter signs books. Moose has a little fantasy of Hunter calling him out in line, but quickly snaps back to reality with the slamming of a book. As Moose prepares his items to get signed, Hunter has to step out back to chat with a lady named Brenda. Moose freaks out a little bit, but the shop owner, Aaron, ensures him that Hunter will be back. Out back, Hunter's ex brings his kid to the signing and says that she's got a date and it's your turn to watch the kid. Moose goes out and interrupts this conversation, and Hunter backs Moose up and tells him to chill out. Hunter tells the lady he will let her unload on him the next day. She laughs this off and calls him a great actor, and she's like, you got 30 minutes, and I'm bringing the kid in. Moose rushes in to tell Hunter he's on his side. You need to learn some fucking manners, buddy. Moose apologizes and unloads all his fandom on Hunter. Hunter says he's officially done signing stuff. Moose begs him to sign the vest from earlier from Space Vampires. How about I sign your forehead with my fist, says Hunter. Moose bows his head and says, yes, sir. And Hunter leaves.
Now, I think just this interaction as a inciting incident is pretty good. This setup that, like, you know, Dunbar's got this personal life issue, it meeting in this back alley, the excitement. I believe that Moose is so excited that he loses the ability to comprehend what's, you know, socially appropriate. And I think where it heightens with Hunter is totally believable. I think this is where I'm back in, where it's like, okay, the structure of this is okay. There's some weird choices, but at this point in the movie, this being this, I was like, okay, I'm in on this. But then the fact that you get fucking 5 of these over and over is a little agitating.
He's a guy that likes to give warnings. Old Hunter Dunbar. That night, Moose asks Leah how she finds celebrity houses for her job as a paparazzi.
I give one warning and then I just fucking kick your ass through a fence.
I don't give no warnings. Fuck warnings.
Just Jack Reacher front kick.
Me, I'd cut you a nice hole. Professionally. Like a real criminal would do.
Catch it with an umbrella?
Yeah.
Okay. He asks if it's hard, and she asks why
baby.
He's asking this. What was that, Bones?
I said shock and awe, baby. Hard and fast.
Mission.
Broad fucking daylight.
Dude, come on. That's not like a gentleman criminal attitude.
It's crime. There's nothing gentlemanly about it, dude.
I want people to be...
I'm a criminal.
I want people to be working in the bank, and then they're like, oh shit, the vault is empty. How did that happen?
Dude, you're
the-
too much. You're a thief.
You're the night fox.
And then I tap my cane on the ground and leave the bank.
That's the difference. He's the night fox. I'm Neil McCauley. It's fine.
I'm Clive Owen.
Yeah.
From the Nick. I don't have anything to do.
Oh,
with
from the Nick?
this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Inside man, I'm just leaving you locked in there. You're too trustworthy thinking I'm going to.
All right. Leah says that she asks why he's asking how she finds houses for her paparazzi job. He says to find out where Hunter Dunbar lives so I can see how successful he is. She buys it and tells him that she uses the Star Map app on her phone a lot.
I don't know if she buys it. I think she's just...
Stop talking to me.
The plot needs this to happen, so...
Leah does show him the app on her phone. Moose is ecstatic and starts to download the app, but Leah warns him, be careful, because she doesn't want to see him being charged as a stalker or anything. Moose says he knows.
Again, this guy he obviously has some kind of, I would say, mental and emotional issues, you know?
He's
Like
autistic.
You would not give someone in that position access to a tool like that if you were really their friend, you know?
But he has his own place. He's living on his own. Travolta is portraying an autistic person in this movie. So I don't, yeah. Seems like he needs another job to afford that place, but you know, maybe the UK Bobby thing is
Lucrative.
pretty successful. Yeah.
It looks like people just passing by. No one is paying for the English Bobby, dude.
Yeah, Jack the Ripper.
We
I'll take
see-
a picture with you.
We see him get like a picture taken later.
Mm. Yeah, he gets one $5
So-
tip in the whole movie.
So that guy, like with his kid, is credited in the movie. The security guard,
Man with kid.
you can't find him anywhere on there.
Because he
Like,
wasn't
doesn't-
acting. He thought all this was real. That was all hidden camera shit. He didn't know that was Travolta. He thought it was just some autistic dude.
Fred Drust is like, you never believe what I got, dude.
He's like, oh man, we got another Big Bang Theory. I gotta help him out here.
All right. Later that evening, Moose is very excited about seeing Ben Affleck's house. He has 2 pools, but he used the app to tell. Or she says you use the app to tell. I don't know what I wrote here.
See,
He
I
has
think
2 pools, but he used the app she told him about.
it would have been cooler to drop a little bit more of like a horror celebrity. You know, like I saw Barbara Crampton's house. You know, or I saw so and so's house. Like, make it seem like he is doing something with his knowledge, that it's a little bit more niche, right?
I get what you're saying. I feel like the writing is just so poor, though. It would have been like, oh, I walked by Pinhead's house.
Yeah. I put on my English Bobby outfit and I went to Clive Barker's house.
The horror posters in his or apartment or whatever are like all terrible, like 2000 horrors movie types. I can't remember what they are, but I know they're bad.
See, when I thought this movie had a like $2 million budget, though, because they use a bunch of Night of the Living Dead, which is famously like they fucked up the copyright and it fell into public domain like as soon as it came out. So I thought at that point, like, oh, they're just going all public domain kind of material, which is why we weren't seeing like a Friday the 13th poster, you know?
Yeah. It could have been cool if all of his references were 40s through the 60s. You know, like he was like a deep cut guy. This is the stuff that I like. And the reason I like Hunter Dunbar is those are the movies that you're in. Like, almost if Hunter Dunbar was sort of a joke, like more of a maybe like he's not happy about his career. Yeah, like if he was a C-list celebrity or something, and everybody's like, "Why are you freaking out about Hunter Dump?" Like, who's a name? I don't want to insult anybody. Like Jeffrey Combs level.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe he insults Hunter by saying like, you do like, you pick all the best movies. Like, I'm so glad you're not in all this like Hollywood crap. And that upsets Hunter because he's like, oh, I want to be in that stuff. I get stuck with space vampires and shit. Like play that level up.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, he doesn't make a lot of references or anything. But other people refer to him as like a movie freak. I think 2 or 3 times. All right, we get some more exciting news about James Franco, but who cares? Moose sits down and writes a letter to Hunter saying he needs to pay attention to his fans more because without them, they are nothing. And he wants him to sign the vest.
Dear Mister, I'm too good to write.
That might come back. Actually, Devin Sawa was Stan, the obsessed fan.
I just drank a 5th and now I'm drowsy.
He wants him to sign the vest and have Moose or give Moose a follow on social media.
Here I am, my new little homie, with a picture on my wall. It reminds me that it's not so bad.
It's not so bad.
Dear Mister, I'm too good to call.
Call right back, my friends.
This will be the last package that I ever send your ass.
The next morning, Moose
That's a good song, man. That's like
song.
legit a good song.
Yeah. There's a whole
Devin
story
Sawa
in
was
there,
the
dude.
Video.
It's riveting.
360, man. Devin Sawa. He's the guy. By the way, Devin
So where
Sawa
we get-
is my wife's heartthrob whenever she was growing up.
Is that her, what her hall pass?
Her crush. I don't know about now, but...
Probably Chris Hemsworth.
Who?
Chris Hemsworth, like Thor.
Oh, I thought you said Dorf.
Yeah, Stephen Dorff.
Yes.
No, Dorf, the little guy that...
Don't insult him. Don't insult the guy.
I'll let you in on a little something about Dune 2.
No.
That Furiosa trailer.
Okay.
It's kind of cool, actually. I was like...
On the big
shit.
screen?
Yeah. I was like, oh, shit.
I might have said Helmsworth. How embarrassing.
Hemsworth. Jack the Ripper. The next morning, Moose decides he's going to deliver this fucking letter to Hunter's house himself in person. He does find Hunter's house. He's taking some selfies in front of it. Well, wouldn't you know it, Hunter comes jogging up the street with his kid. Hunter confronts Moose and tells him that he can't be in this neighborhood. It's private. Hunter is very annoyed with Moose. Moose says he just wants an autograph and pulls out the vest. Hunter gives the pen to Hunter.
Whoa, you're in this movie, dude?
Yeah, dude. You inserting yourself into this narrative?
That's my wish. Hunter smashes this pen into Moose's chest.
It's okay. I did it on Shakedown. I can't tell you how many times I wrote like, and while I'm hanging on a landing gear, I shoot the engine, like you can dream.
Well, and you already had a bunch of that stuff in your manifesto, so
Yeah.
you said to copy paste.
It was still in the new one that he emailed yesterday. Hunter smashes his pen into Moose's chest and says, "There's your autograph. Now get the fuck out of here."
Doesn't he tell his son to leave in this scene? And he's like, "Go turn on the Xbox."
It's 2019. Our narrator stops in. Our narrator
I think
stops
we were
in.
past Xbox One by 2019.
Yeah, I think it was still Xbox One. Isn't it still? Or no, it's...
Well, I mean,
S
I guess
or
I mean the
X
first.
now?
X?
There was the first one, and then there was 360. Then one.
Yeah.
I don't know what
plays
the hell
Xbox,
it
And now
is.
it's the
dude.
X, I think.
Nobody plays Xbox. Nobody listens to techno. Our narrator stops in. She tells us to never get too close to your heroes. Moose heads downtown, gets dressed up for his street performance gig. We get a few cuts of Moose working on his impressions again, chatting with the tourist about how Todd doesn't care about Hollywood and he's full of doo-doo. Moose is... he also takes a phone call here in the bathroom for some fucking reason. I thought that was fucking weird.
What bathroom are they even? I mean, they're street performers. Is there like a little alcove that they all have access? And there's a security guard that mans it.
Yeah, it's the Street Performer Union break area.
Come on, Kron. We support the union here on 5-day rentals.
None of those things. None of that's real.
While in the bathroom,
Those guys
Todd and
are, like,
Slim walk in.
Notoriously, like, assholes and pieces of shit, right? Like, you can't just go down there in a Spider-Man uniform. They'll, like, fight you.
Yeah.
Like, they're all, territorial.
We should do that.
Yeah, bust out your Bumblebee cosplay, Dan. And
Just all be Wolverine.
I'd feel bad about I'm no Hugh Jackman.
I'll be Deadpool. Because that's going to save cinema.
I want something like where I'm not going to sweat like crazy. So I wouldn't want to be like a Ninja Turtle.
Mm-hmm. It's a good call.
Somebody pushes you down and you're on your back. That'd just be embarrassing.
Spinning you.
I don't know. You might make some tips, though. Spin me for $1.
Yeah, but your costume's going to have to be real good.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're going as a Ninja Turtle, we're all going to have to go as Ninja Turtles.
I would say you're allowed to go as Splinter, but you can't do the voice.
Kron is Splinter, not me.
And I'm doing the voice.
That's why I was going to
going as
have...
April O'Neil, you know that.
Oh, that's a good call, man.
Shaving my legs.
just a
with
onesie?
That yellow slicker.
Why are you shaving your legs? She has on a one-piece
Shut
suit.
the fuck up, Kron.
It's called method, dude.
Yeah.
It goes from the ankle to the neck. You don't need to.
Shut up. All right? Let me have this. While in the bathroom, Todd and Slim walk in. They start picking on Moose. Slim does his best vape pen penis jerk off. Todd says something about being a bull god when he's high or some shit. Yeah, that's a Kid Rock lyric. Moose gets irritated and starts asking why they steal. And this makes Todd and Slim very mad. But a security guard interrupts the powwow and tells Todd and Slim to fuck off and take a hike. The security guard tells Moose to stop letting people shit all over him and he needs to learn how to fight back. Moose says they were just playing. He says he's late and takes off.
I mean, again, from just a writing perspective, this is a security guard who presumably is supposed to be keeping the peace down there, and he's actively encouraging someone with a mental disability to fight people out in the street.
I mean,
Outside of handing him a handgun, I mean...
that's the
about
American way, though. You police the world through fucking a show of strength.
Whatever. I'm just saying, like...
Maybe you need to toughen up, Kron. Jeez.
This should have been another character doing all this, being like... Maybe the comic book guy could come back and say...
What if the security guard is just playing a security guard down there as a street
Oh, fuck.
could
That'd be genius, dude.
Meta.
If the next time you saw him, he was on the street. Yeah.
He's got like his back turned taking pictures. Security.
Maybe he doesn't know that Moose has like a deficiency or a autism. You know, maybe he's like, this guy's an English fucking Bobby. He's really highbrow. He must be super smart.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody would just choose this randomly.
The next day, Moose goes back to Hunter Dunbar's house to give him the letter that he wrote, and then receives an Oscar for climbing over this fence.
They probably just told Travolta to do it.
I did.
That was his 100% effort.
Maybe that's why he climbed the fence in the beginning. Like they thought, like from a screenwriting perspective, oh, this preps the audience.
Yeah, we know he's
capable of.
Yeah. They did it as a joke to Travolta. He's like, not again. Like, really, guys? Another fence? As Moose is knocking Hunter Dunbar's garden, the housekeeper notices Moose and starts yelling at him to leave. Moose gets scared and runs off, but he leaves a letter in the yard. Moose meets up with Leah, who's getting some nice celebrities doing normal shit pictures. She mentions one of Hunter Dunbar's co-stars just came out with a nice see-through top on. We didn't get to see it. -5.
Mm-hmm.
Moose says, that's funny.
It was going to be 5 stars, but now I'm bumping it down to 0.
This was at a 10 till now. It's at a 9.
Oh, okay.
Moose says, that's funny. I was just at the dude's house. He needs to take better care of his plants. Leah's kind of weirded out by this and says, why were you there? Moose says that he used the Star Map app she told him to use. She said, I just showed you that app. I didn't tell you to use it. And you shouldn't be going to people's house. You're going to be that's what a stalker does. Moose is very upset about being called a stalker. That's like his one thing. He says, I'm a fan, not a stalker. He leaves and is pretty upset that Leah is not his BBF anymore.
Why is that even his thing? That he just doesn't like being called a stalker? Like that's what sets him off?
A stalker gets prosecuted, man.
Yeah, but it's like we've not seen a history of that in the movie where people call him that and it freaks him out.
He's a stalker, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's a stalker. Okay. I just don't know why that's the word that like triggers him to fly off the handle, you know?
I wonder if you could have added something where in his little clique with the shop owner and himself, maybe there was another guy that like, you know, maybe worked for his friend, but he would maybe sort of stalk and steal stuff, you know, and he's recently been busted or something.
Mm-hmm.
Basically and I think this goes back to like, what's the metric? Like, what's the range of what he knows is right and wrong? Like, or maybe I'm interpreting it incorrectly. And once he's smart enough to at least know that like, I can ride the line up to stalker, but once I'm at a stalker, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. Because he never really hurts him. I don't know. But stalker wouldn't necessarily want to do physical harm. I don't know.
Kron,
yeah.
What's your purpose? Give us a little insight.
When I'm out there?
Yeah.
In the streets? You know, for me, it's more trying to just catch a peek, you know?
Okay.
My people aren't celebrities. And I'm looking in their windows.
No, you're not a stalker, you're a peeper.
Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame.
But if you peep the same person consistently,
and I do.
doesn't that then it becomes stalking?
That's the question for the judge. Like, hey, you can't hit me for stalking. You can hit me for peeping.
I guess my thing is I don't hold them up on a pedestal. Like, I kind of see them as, like, useless. Like, they're not real. They don't matter.
You want to remind them that you hold the power?
Exactly.
Yeah, I got it.
Quick question. Were you jerking off while you were watching them or not?
Well,
Peeper. Totally peeper.
The case is pending, Dan. I'm not really allowed to
I'm just
go into
saying
those
peeper.
kind of details.
I'm not judging. I'm just saying peeper. Peeper to me.
Please define jerking, Your Honor. Dan, when you're walking the dog now, have you found yourself looking through your neighbor's windows to see what they're watching on TV? Because TVs are just so fucking massive now. You can see through the window from the street.
I mean, I do that when I'm driving too. But yeah.
Yeah, I tell myself, as long as I'm still walking by, I'm not peeping. If I just happen to be looking in that way. Shades are open.
I could look out my front window at where the dining room is into the neighbors and see his TV. I can't see what's on it. I could tell if he's playing like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, oh shit, that's a first person shooter. I imagine it's Call of Duty. But yeah, usually it's like a cartoon because he has a kid now. So, but yeah, I'm like, what is that? Like an 85, 90 incher? Shit.
Is it a Peppa Pig?
The Peppa Pig watchers will get that. Because they snort after Kron, you'll get there too.
Not there yet, buddy.
Oh, thank the devil. As Moose is leaving, Todd stops him. Todd starts going on about Moose helping him out and making macho Donald Trumps. Moose says he's not interested and you just need the money for drugs. Whatever. He says just leave him alone. Todd gets angry and says, you're going to help me, and he grabs Moose. Moose finally loses his cool and slams his hands around Todd's neck and then slams him into a wall. Moose says he wishes Freddy Cougar would chop off Todd's head as he's choking him. Moose finally lets go. As Moose walks away, the security guard tells Moose that he's proud of him. Moose says everyone needs to stop making fun of me, and I'm going to make them all stop. Moose
You should have gone further, Moose. I'm the security guard. I would look the other way.
Moose is in a fragile state. Back at the Dunbar's place, the housekeeper tells Hunter that a crazy man was in the backyard. She ran him off, but it scared her. Hunter sees that she's distressed about it and hugs her, but quickly turns it into a chance to give her a little smooch. She backs off and tells him that they can't do that anymore. He says sorry. Gavin Rossdale here, sleeping with the housekeeper. No?
That's a real life person and that's our private business, and I'm not going to comment on it.
How?
I don't know the situation.
It was so terrible she had to marry Blake Shelton. That's one hot-ass housekeeper, I bet. Whew.
Who is that?
Good for you, Gavin.
He was probably tired of putting up with all her bananas.
This shit is bananas. Is that bigger now than No Doubt?
Was the housekeeper a holla back girl? Is that why?
Oh, she was hollering back. She was hollering once.
It's the guy from Bush, Kron.
Yeah.
Okay.
To answer your question. Yes, Gwen Stefani has surpassed No Doubt.
Well, no, I'm just saying is Bananas more popular than her work in No Doubt?
Was No Doubt Don't Speak?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's
that's a pretty big song.
Let's go. Let's start with here. We're going to Spotify. We'll look at No Doubt, and we're going to look at Don't Speak has 671 million plays. With that information, do you think Shit is Bananas is higher or lower?
Yeah, I'm going to say
Higher.
higher just because it's later.
Now, it didn't make her rich. No doubt made her rich.
Mm-hmm.
And taking all the Gavin's Bush money.
So shit is banana. Is called that's Holla Back Girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Wow, 594 million.
So it's less popular.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Don't Speak is the better song.
Well, all her work and No Doubt is probably better than all of her solo work. Sorry, Gwen Stefani.
I will say this. On Spotify, No Doubt has 11 million monthly listeners, and Gwen Stefani has 17.5.
So if we just give it a year or two more, Holla Back Girl could surpass Don't Speak.
Yeah. You are talking 95 versus
2002.
yeah, 2004 it appears. So, yeah, it's got almost a 10-year head start. It doesn't
Yeah, but
have
not
that
like
crazy.
Spotify. Not like Spotify existed then.
That's an excellent call. I know this. I know I owned Tragic Kingdom.
As did I.
I did not. It's a
did.
Savage Garden, man.
Hunter goes outside
You can enjoy
to
both.
tell the gardener that Dora, that's his housekeeper,
Like a chicken cherry cola.
Mm-hmm.
in the backyard, and she's concerned about it. He tells the gardener if he sees anyone, make sure he tells him.
Does
Later
his
that-
gardener hate him?
Well,
He fears him enough, apparently, to continue working into the rain and waits until Hunter initiates contact to say that he's
go
leaving.
home.
Yeah.
Later that day, Hunter and his son leave, and what do you know it, Moose sneaks back into Hunter's backyard. This guy just doesn't learn. Dora is cleaning a rug, and she notices a note that Moose dropped from earlier. She goes down and starts to open it. Moose is hiding in the bushes, and he freaks out. He runs out from behind the bushes. Duh. This freaks Dora out, and she starts hitting him with a duster. Moose is taking several hits from this duster and tries to bend down to grab the letter. Moose finally gets agitated and swings up quickly, hitting Dora in the nose and knocking her backwards, where she hits her head against a bird bath that was in the yard. Moose says sorry multiple times and says, oh, it's just a nosebleed.
Fatality.
But Dora is not breathing, but we are peeing. It's a pee break. Welcome back, everybody. We're dead center of the Fanatic, a movie that's probably going to be number one on the 5-day R or 5-day R big list. Yeah, I think I got 2 5 stars going right now from my co-hosts. But if
Yeah.
you are,
Sure.
all right, thanks, Kron. That's a 5.
But the end of the
stars.
movie sucks, so I have to ding it for that.
At least I had you halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
We are in the first film, The Fanatic of Teen Heartthrobs, the opening of this category. So if you're starting here, welcome. All right. Moose just got done having a confrontation with Dora. He hears some wind chimes and goes towards them, which leads him into Hunter's house. Moose's attitude totally changes once he steps foot into Hunter's house. He plays Hunter's piano, goes through his refrigerator, all that money and no good ice cream. He even takes a shit in a dude's bathroom and reads a script as well. And then he uses Hunter's
That's
toothbrush.
a long deuce, dude.
Do you think when he finishes that up and he's like, this script isn't very good, is that meta commentary on this movie?
I mean,
Especially, well, I don't know. Does he look in the mirror when he says it? Because that would really hammer it home. Yeah.
Did he win the Oscar for Pulp Fiction?
No, I don't think he's ever won an Oscar.
Travolta's never won an Oscar?
I don't think so. I'll look it up.
Should have won for Blowout, dude.
Phenomenon?
I think he and Nick Cage should have split one for Face Off.
Mm-hmm. But they had to share the same trophy.
6 months. Moose stays in Hunter's house well into the evening. Hunter arrives back at home and I don't know if he's getting ready for the evening, but he never gets out.
Yeah, he doesn't. He gets dressed up and then just falls asleep in a chair.
Yeah, he's picking out a blazer in his closet and he's talking on the phone and we can see Moose is hidden behind his clothes. He does take a call about some work stuff and admits he kissed the housekeeper again and that some weirdo's been snooping around the house, but Moose stays hidden instead of freaking out. Hunter continues his evening taking care of his son and explaining how important dental hygiene is. He tucks his son in. We see a hand reach out from under the bed and pull a toy under
Why?
the bed. I don't know.
Why does he need to take that toy?
Why
If it would have been like his
room?
If it would have been his notebook or something, that would have made sense. But you're just taking a kid's toy away.
It's a
That
scary moment.
belongs in the room.
Yeah, Hunter should have already picked that shit up when he put this kid to bed. Terrible father. So this proves that Moose is hiding under the kid's bed. Hunter falls asleep downstairs after smashing 2 IPAs and some sleeping pills. Fucking
My
Moose.
nightly routine, dude.
2? You could do better than that, Kron.
You don't know how many sleeping pills I'm doing.
That's true. Moose shows up and tries to take a selfie with Hunter because he's passed out. Moose drops his phone on Hunter while he tries to take this selfie and stirs him awake, but he falls back to sleep. And Moose finishes his selfie, but this time he gives Hunter a kiss on his forehead. Moose gives him a blanket. Moose is so fascinated with Hunter, he keeps touching his face and poking him and shit. Moose finally sits down in the other chair next to him and turns on the TV.
How would that not wake you up? Like, he literally lifts his eyelids open at one point.
Those 2 IPAs, man.
Okay.
Will get you.
I searched John Travolta Oscar and totally forgot about the Dina Menzel thing.
The wickedly talented.
Wickedly talented. Yeah. So, but he has not won any Oscars.
Damn it.
Nominated twice.
What were the nominations?
Pulp Fiction.
You want to guess the other one? It's early.
Staying Alive.
Close. Same character.
Oh, Saturday Night Fever.
Yes, sir.
Grimy ass movie. That's Saturday Night Fever. Not bad. We get a black and white flashback. Kron's favorite. This is of Moose as a child watching TV. His mom's trying to get it on with some dude, and he's watching Night of the Living Dead. Moose wakes up to an alarm going off and quickly realizes he's still at Hunter's house. He grabs his bag and books it before Hunter wakes up. Later that morning, Hunter's driving his kid to school while casually listening to some Limp Bizkit.
Oh, man. He's like, you want to put on some Limp Bizkit? And in this movie, directed by Fred Durst, his kid goes, "Yeah, sure."
That's Fred Durst's way of telling us that he's aware that the younger generation doesn't care about art anymore.
I mean, at least he picked like a pretty cool Limp Bizkit song.
Is that your favorite song of theirs?
It's not
Is
my
that your
favorite, but I think that's some of the better Limp Bizkit.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
It's an EP, right?
I think it constitutes an ET. Yeah, it's only like 5 or 6 tracks. That's all you need. Give me 6 bangers. I'm okay with that. I don't need all the filler.
You got more than 6 Limp Bizkit bangers.
Yeah, it's no hot dog.
Are you upset that we're
Are you
not
calling
going
hot
to
dog a
Limp Bizkit?
filler?
No, I was saying it's not a banger like hot dog is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We can agree this.
What were you asking, Dan?
I said, are you upset we're not going to Limp Bizkit?
Nah, not really.
Yeah, me neither.
I've accepted the fact that I listen to trash music. What I dislike is the people that also like said music. I don't want to be around them anymore.
There's
Yeah,
got to
it's
be one other guy there though that feels the exact same way as you.
I know, but we're also it's ships passing in the night, man. It's neither of us is going to make the move of like, would you like to drink IPAs on a patio and talk about Shogun?
Did you watch the first episode?
No, I'm dumping Netflix once we get on the other side of that thing that's coming up. And so I'm saving Shogun for then, but I can't fucking wait.
I have it DVR'd. I haven't
Dune
watched it.
2, baby. And then that
Dune
special
2
thing
chicks
coming up.
at the same time.
And then Shogun.
I mean, we've went and seen Slipknot, and
Twice.
the people that come out for that, whoa. Yeah. And we're in the Midwest, so yeah.
I mean, it's got to be all kinds of people because even like Tool just played out here, but they played at the like the Bridgestone, like the huge fucking, like the biggest venue here.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine there's like, sure, annoying ass people, but there's probably like, a contingent of stoners and then a pocket of like music geeks,
I think it's probably an inverse. I would say 1 out of 10 Tool patrons are probably your shitty concert goers. And then at Slipknot, it's like 1 out of 10 are the Dan and Bones.
Yeah, I guess I just think when a band, any band gets that big, like there's always going to be people at the concert where you're like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, 50% of the crowd, I'm like, fuck these people.
Yeah.
Get out of here. And I fucked them. 386.
I will say I felt like Rob Zombie had a good audience, though. I felt like the Rob Zombie people were like, not, I mean, you might look at them surface level and be like, oh, they're kind of trashy looking, but I felt like it was mostly positive. When we saw Manson at the pageant, I was like, this is a pretty dense level of shithead. But when we saw him with Zombie, I was like, this is okay.
Mastodon has always been like decent. No.
Yeah, a lot of snooty, uptight, beer drinker, fat, trim beard, bald.
But they're not like they're not fucking around. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. They're up their own
keeping to
ass a little
themselves.
bit, but yeah. So it's like, would I rather have that than Kron? I stupidly wore a fucking Joker shirt to I was just like, let me just like throw on it's like, I don't care. I'm going to fucking Slipknot. And I threw on this Heath Ledger Joker shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, do you remember this?
Yeah,
You and I are walking, and this fucking girl with her titties hanging out runs up, and she's dragging a girl that is dressed like Harley Quinn and puts her hand on my chest like, Joker, I got your Harley. And like, I could smell both of them. And I was just like, I like looked at Dan, and he like smirked up. And I was like, I think we're okay. And
I could just picture them based on your descriptions.
It was
And
the
you know what?
sexiest foursome I've ever been part of.
I pictured two smelly people, Bones.
like, yeah, cut off shorts, halter top, and then the other girl is just like, yeah, the full get up, the giant boots. She was only missing the hammer. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they took it away from her at the entrance.
Yeah.
Was this the one where we got cheese thrown at us, or was that the second one? This might have been the second one, I think.
It might have been the same one because the cheese incident was pretty early. The sun was still out.
Yeah.
Because
Was that slices or like nacho?
it was
That's
nacho
nacho.
cheese,
Oh,
and it wasn't
that's worse.
it wasn't at us. We were we weren't friendly. We were casualties. It was some chick and her boyfriend were arguing with like another guy because she wanted her.
I think they were sitting in the wrong seats.
Oh, I
They were
I thought it was a money thing. Like she wanted her money or her wallet, and he was like, "No, you already bought whatever." And she's like, "I fucking want to be like." So, and then the guy next to us or in front of us, he got the bulk of the nacho cheese, and he was fucking pissed.
He was calling her some names.
Yeah. And then was that the guy that was asking us like why we weren't that excited for Manson? And we're like, oh, we've seen him before.
20 times.
Yeah, and he like does the same set list, and he was like kind of offended.
Yeah, he's
Like-
kind of like turned away.
Yeah.
We've seen some stuff.
You're going to when you go to those fucking shows, man. When I went and saw Glenn Hansard, nobody fucking threw nacho cheese, and nobody was dressed as Harley Quinn. Now, did I fall asleep? You're goddamn right I did. Every time I go see Amos Lee, am I like, I don't like any of these people, so it's the same situation wherever I go. I think the problem is me, guys.
We just need to make enough money to where we can hire them to just play in the backyard. And
You
it's
just need to get
us.
enough money where you can get a box seat or something.
You're too far away.
Where were we? Was it also a Slipknot show where that dude and his kid kept standing in the aisle?
That was, I think, the second time. we saw
Okay.
it.
And like security was like, dude, you cannot be here. And the guy was like, my kid can't see. And they're like, so fucking what? So then the guys in the box, like right next to him, were like, fucking come in here, man. And I was like, that's kind of cool. So like they let the kid
It's
in.
nice.
Because even the kid was like getting embarrassed because
Yeah.
the dad was fucking like had
Yeah.
a huge Slipknot tattoo on his back.
I've had 9
Just-
Miller
yes.
Lights.
Basically, well, he was pulling the kid up there. The kid, every time the security guard would come even close, the kid would run up the
kid's
aisle,
like-
and he would like grab him, like, "No, it's fine, it's fine." And I should not be focused on that. I paid $150 to watch like this show, but I just can't not. I'm like, I gotta watch this now. Like I sat down at Mastodon because I kept just looking at the pit because the opening band, somebody got trampled. So they like stopped the show and it was like a whole ordeal. And during Gojira, I was just like watching the pit the whole time. I was like, I'm not even enjoying the fucking show. So for Mastodon, I was like, I just got to sit down because I'm like a fucking lifeguard.
It was good seeing the kids get in the pit, though.
Mm-hmm. Good for them.
There we go. Right on. And God damn it, I needed another hour of Mastodon. Fuck.
You got to see Mastodon live, Kron.
I was like, we're going to goddamn Nebraska.
And
then I looked up, it was 6 hours, and I was like, that's too much.
Are they playing Nashville?
Nah, they're doing Omaha. That's like the closest.
It's
I was like,
Lamb
it's
of
the
God
last night.
and Mastodon, Kron. They're
Amazing.
doing
Man, should we make that trip?
what's
I'd
that?
go if it was here and you guys gave.
What's that Lamb of God record? I forget. It's the one that's got redneck and shit on it, but they're playing
That
Leviathan.
entirety.
Yeah, Leviathan in its entirety. Fuck yeah.
I think pretty good.
Is trying to kill me. All right. They do listen to Limp Bizkit, a band I have not seen live. As he continues to drive, he sees Moose walking down the road.
Yet, Dan. There's still time, dude.
That's true. Hunter gets out of his car and confronts Moose and threatens him again. He tells Moose that if he sees him, he's going to shove a shotgun up his ass and he'll be shitting blood and bullets for years. Hunter calls Moose a stalker, and Moose turns around and yells, "I am not a stalker."
Isn't there's also a part where he's like, fucking say it back to me. And Moose is like, I'll be shitting blood and bullets. And he's like, not that part.
I mean, I think Sawa has a decent performance in this movie. I think. And
Yeah.
we'll get there.
He's doing quite a bit with a very awkward character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We do get another animation. There are a few animation like drawings through this movie, and Moose is choking somebody. It's choking Todd. Back to that. Moose is back at street performing again. Moose his moped takes a shit on him and he crashes it. I'm like, what the fuck did I write here?
It was a
it
was a pretty funny crash.
Yeah, it was. And he keeps asking himself, am I all right? Am I all right? Moose makes it home and has a freak out. He's fully turned on Hunter Dunbar at this point. Mr. Dummy Bar, he's calling him. He also burns his Hunter Dunbar memorabilia and cries while watching Space Vampires. Moose continues his mental health breakdown, but Leah stops by to tell Moose that he's been posting his criminal activity on his social media. Leah tells Moose that if this continues,
Do you like
the police...
Do you like the way that they just use the term social media? Like, follow me on social media. I'm no longer following you on because they can't say whatever app that they
Twitter or
Yeah.
Facebook.
that is better than them inventing, you know?
Oh, like a book face or some
Yeah.
shit. Face page. Yeah, I mean, I think it makes it better with social media.
Although I
To actually say it.
love the way John Travolta says TikTok.
Get on that
If
TikTok.
if you can find that clip, my son started a TikTok. I love ice cream on TikTok.
What was this kid's name?
It was like the kid's username was something like I love ice cream or I enjoy ice cream.
It's Moose. Moose Travolta.
TikTok.
It's probably Jeff. Leah tells Moose that if the police see these photos, they can arrest him. She tries to take his phone to protect him, but Moose gets mad and pushes her up against the wall and really shows her he really shows her, so he blocks her on social media. Leah gets upset and leaves. Hunter Dunbar wakes up tied to his bed with tissues stuffed in his mouth. Whatever fucking pills he's taking, man. God damn. As he's screaming for help, he notices Moose laying on the floor with a pile of blood around his head. Moose starts laughing and says game over and runs out of the room and reappears as Jason Voorhees. He comes
for legal reasons, we have to call him Hockey Stabby Man.
Goalie teen killer.
Yeah.
He does come at Hunter with a knife and starts stabbing at him a few times. Hunter freaks out, but it's just a fake knife. Moose is proud of his acting, and Hunter says, "You're out of your fucking mind." This is where I think Sawa is doing a pretty good job, because he's trying to convince Moose to untie him, and he comes at it in 3 or 4 different ways to try to convince him to untie him, which I think is pretty good. Hunter starts asking what the fuck is going on and why is Moose doing all this. Moose says it's because I love you so much and you're my favorite actor and you're just being mean to me. Hunter tells Moose that the media is going to call him a psycho. Hunter notices a bag that Moose has, and he's like, what's in that bag? Moose takes out a gas can and starts pouring it all over Hunter.
What is he,
tied up?
Ludicrous?
What you got in that bag? Moose starts doing stuck in the middle with you as he empties this can. But it turns out it's just water. Does anybody know the reference?
He yells Mr. Blonde, right?
Yeah. Always good to reference a much better movie in your shitty movie.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We still got to get through this one.
And I guess multiple times in a short span, you get the Friday the 13th reference to the Reservoir Dogs reference. I mean,
this guy's really a movie fanatic.
I feel like I'm
a fanatic.
Felt like I was watching the end of Babylon.
He doesn't know that reference, Kron. Kron, did you have a good time with Babylon?
It's okay.
It's a good time. I think it's a good time.
I think you liked it a lot more than I did. I don't think it's a bad movie, but I thought it was like some stuff I like, some stuff I thought dragged on too long.
It's long. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hunter apologizes for being mean and says he will sign whatever Moose wants. Moose says, I'm not paying it. Hunter says, you have all the power in this situation. You're a fan, and I'm nothing without you.
Whoa, it's that quote from the beginning of the fucking movie.
Moose really likes this and makes Hunter repeat it. Moose declares he's hungry and leaves to go get some food. Hunter tries to get out of the ropes. Narration comes in again. Moose just didn't cross the line. He fucking nuked it. Moose plays out another fantasy of the book signing when Hunter calls him out. Moose heads back upstairs, quoting the "Barbara, they're coming to get you" line from Night of the Living Dead. Hunter has no idea what he's quoting, and Moose rags on him for not knowing this stuff. Moose brings up Hunter's son, and he says he's going to hate his dad because you don't have any good ice cream and you don't watch horror movies in this house. Hunter says he'll work on it. I can get him some good ice cream right now if you'd untie me, Hunter says. Moose says he can't do it because you'll get me in trouble or hurt me. Hunter says, I'm not going to do any of that. I know you're a good person. Hunter tries getting into Moose's head a little more by saying he sees himself in him, and they are just both scared. Moose starts to cry and sits on the side of the bed. Hunter tries making a deal with him that if he unties him, he won't call the cops, and he'll personally sign anything for Moose for the rest of his life, and it will only be made out to Moose. Hunter adds, you can't hurt my kid in there. Well, this upsets Moose and yells, why would I ever hurt a kid? Just let me go, Hunter says. He tells Moose he's an actor, and he tells Moose that he got some great techniques that actors use, and asks Moose if he wants to try them. Hunter makes Moose come in closer and relax. They start going through a scenario where Moose and him just have a great fucking day together. Dinner, ice cream, Hunter Dunbar movies on the HD TV.
Whoa.
Yeah. Hollywood, baby.
I don't think Travolta's acting right here.
You think he's really impressed by HD TVs?
I think he's into this cuddle and this spoon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys have talked me down like this a few times.
Do you think when they play those movies, they're just up-resed from DVD, though? Like they're not available on a high-definition medium?
You guys think if we were ever in a movie that we would definitely watch it, right?
Yeah.
For the show?
If we were just like somebody was like, hey, I want you guys to be in my movie. Like, yeah, we would. Would you be the guy that never like, well, I was in that, I'm not going to watch it? I'd be watching my shit all the time.
Yeah, I'd go see my movie. But for us, it'd be like, this is the only thing we're ever, like, it was a mistake to let us do this one.
Yeah.
We'd just be walking in the background somewhere.
Yeah.
That's it.
We'll play security guards looking at Playboys.
Mm-hmm.
Or hot dog vendors.
You guys are perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
I think I get it, though, if you're like, you know, if you're Johnny Depp, you're like, I'm not going to watch the fucking fourth Pirates movie. I don't give a shit about this.
That's my thing. Like, what do they do when they are just watching TV and it's just Leonardo DiCaprio's like, fucking The Revenant's on? You just skip it, right?
I think Samuel L. Jackson has said that he's like, if I'm on TV, fuck yeah, I'm watching it. Because to him, he also wants to know, like, does it work? Like, it informs his future decisions in a way, right? I mean, a quarterback's going to watch game tape. I don't think it's necessarily self-indulgent. I think if you're watching it though, and you're like, I'm so fucking great, I'm so good, like consistently, that's one thing. But if you catch it on TBS, you know, there's probably some charm to it. Like, I'm on fucking TV.
Check this shit out.
I do think Leo is a bad example because his choice is either watch the TV or fuck another 22-year-old. So
that sounds.
You
like
could
an
do
awesome
both at
life,
the same
dude.
time. Aren't there some rumors about his?
Yeah, it's called
like,
doggy,
like
bro.
how he likes to do it? Yeah. These are all rumors. I don't know. I have no insider information.
So you got kind of like a Patrick Bateman thing going on.
Just look it up. I'll let you look it up.
All right, Moose is buying all this shit. So much he puts his head on Hunter's chest. Hunter says we can't do any of this unless you untie me. So Moose starts to untie him, and Hunter continues to lay it on thick. They kiss. No, I'm just kidding. Hunter gets his hands untied, and as soon as he does this, he fucking gives a headbutt to Moose, knocks him on the floor. Hard ass headbutt, bro. Hunter reaches above his headboard on his bed and pulls out a fucking shotgun and blasts Moose's fingers off of his hand. And then he gets into a nightstand and gets out a hunting knife and cuts the ropes off his legs. Moose starts to crawl down the hallway in pain. Hunter appears behind him with the shotgun and kicks Moose down 2 flights of stairs. You can't leave, Moose. I'm nothing without you, mocks Hunter. He points the shotgun right at Moose as he stands over him, but Hunter shoots to the right and left of his Moose's head, but doesn't hit him.
I mean, even the one that hit his hand, it's kind of, If you can't hit a guy better than that with a shotgun, you shouldn't own one.
Well, I don't think he's trying to kill him. I think he's just trying to...
Lesson.
Yeah. Should have been a
Whatever.
better shot and got him in the head. They were all in love with dying. They were drinking from a fountain that was pouring like an avalanche. Coming down a mountain.
Syria.
Whatever. Is that the same song?
No, I was doing Pepper.
Yeah.
I don't mind the sun sometimes.
that's
The
part.
images it shows.
Are you doing the
Butthole
the
surfers.
raisin shooter surfers?
Yeah. The chocolate starfish surfers.
Wave riders? We're the chocolate starfish wave riders. All right. Instead, Hunter pulls out his hunting knife and stabs Moose right in the fucking eye. Pretty cool. Looks all right. Hunter sits down and comes to terms.
Well, he
with
stabs
the
him in his
violence.
right eye, so he'd be looking all left.
That's what they're paying for.
That's an Arrested Development doctor level joke. Like if somebody were to lose their right eye, he's looking all left.
It appears we've lost him.
Hunter sits down and comes to the terms
He's just got blue paint all over himself.
with the violence that he just unleashed. He grabs a towel and wraps Moose's hand. He opens the door and pushes Moose out and sits back down to catch his breath.
This fucking doctor!
Moose is walking down Hollywood Walk of Fame, all bloody and distressed. A couple tourists take selfies with him and say his costume looks cool as hell.
His costume is normal guy with eye gouged out.
Yeah, but these Bulgarian guys are pretty into it.
They even go so much as to subtitle it. Leah, but hey, we got another 2 million left, so why not? Leah is driving by and sees Moose all fucked up. She stops to help. Back at Hunter's house, there's a knock at the door. We get a shot of Dora. She's still dead in the backyard.
Yeah.
She didn't
Didn't
explore
notice
too far.
that for 3-4 days? That there's a human body decomposing in your backyard?
I think it was only one.
Oh,
One
okay.
day.
I look in my backyard every day, Dan.
Well, you're not a Hollywood celebrity.
Well,
Hunter opens the door, and it's the cops. His gardener points him out. Hunter gets taken away in cuffs. Leah helps Moose out. Moose considers his wounds a badge of honor. End credits for the Fanatic. You're welcome. Gentlemen, upon further research, this was released August 30th of 2020 with a budget of an estimated $18 million and a box office of a whopping $3,153. Maybe the lowest box office we've ever had on this show. At the cinema that week, you had COVID. Video on demand. Not a lot coming out. John Travolta took the role as Moose as a tribute to his autistic son, Jeff, who passed away in 2009. The movie is loosely based on real-life events of director Fred Durst's life, in which a fan of the band Limp Bizkit stalked him. Moose's way of dressing, as the Hawaiian shirts and the shorts and the bad sneakers, were all based on the clothes that Durst says the stalker wore.
What about the haircut? Because we did not talk about the hair.
yeah,
It's a wig.
it's fucking weird looking. It's
Yeah,
like
it's a
a
wig.
bowl cut, but
Yeah.
then the sides have like a little notch down.
Yeah, it's like
It's like a little V.
it's like a bowl into a half mullet,
Yeah.
kind of. And Dan, not to insult John Travolta, but I think we all know at this point it's all a wig.
Come on, man. There's some fucked up shit we say on this show, but come on, dude.
How dare you bring attention to this man's bald head?
Oh my God.
What are people gonna think?
Devin Sawa played the obsessed fan in Stan, the music video of Eminem featuring Ditto in 2000.
Ditto. Right on.
This movie has been reported as the worst movie opening for John Travolta's career. The celebrities listed on the app that she has him find, the Star Map app: Jack Torrance of The Shining, and another is Tyler Durden from Fight Club. If you look, the movie is dedicated to actor Bill Paxton, who, like we said, his son plays Slim. Moose is John Travolta's favorite character he's ever played.
No.
I think that's just the Jeff, his son, reference.
No, that's some
crazy.
That's some press tour shit.
And last but not least, John Travolta wore a wig. That's all I got, folks.
Riveting, fascinating, informative. It's the 5-day rentals guarantee.
5-day rentals Rainmaker.
You got thoughts, Kron, or are we just playing?
I think we just play and then give our
Break
final
my
thoughts
box.
on this thing.
All right, you and I both locked Dan in at a 2.0. Reminder, is sitting at a 1.8 on Letterboxd. Kron, where you got me?
Bones, I'm going to give you a 1.5.
Kron, 1.5. Danimal.
I got Bones and Kron both at a 1.5.
All right, guys. The Fanatic. This feels to me like a movie where someone watched The Joker and said, well, I guess they only make movies for smart people now. This thing is a train wreck. I do feel like my biggest hang up is the writing of this. There are so many things that only happen because they need to move the plot forward. I mean, even by the time we get to the end of this, Devin Sawa's character, he gets picked up by the cops. I think he's got a pretty good case. He's got an alibi. A stalker has broken in, taken pictures, and put them on social media. None of his blood or fingerprints are going to be at the fucking crime scene. It's just like not a lot of this movie logically holds up to any kind of deeper thought. I also think getting John Travolta was probably a really bad way to go. I think Travolta can be great, but he needs somebody like a Tarantino or a De Palma that's like, this is how you need to do this shit. Whatever you're thinking, throw that out of your head because we're doing it my way and that's how it's going to be. And I think Drust, as a first-time director, probably let him have some slack and was like, this guy knows what he's doing. All that to say, he can be a good actor. Drust could probably make a better movie than this. I think there are some decent shots. Like there's, the directing aspect of it to me is not nearly as bad as the writing. We'll say when I looked this up on Letterboxd to log it, this is low, right? This is a 1.8. I think I'm going to come in a little lower than that at a 1.5, but I did really enjoy Mount Molehill's review of this because he simply said, if this is the worst movie you've ever watched, you're not watching enough movies, essentially. I don't think this is the worst film I've ever seen, but I definitely don't think it's a good film. 1.5.
I think Trainwreck is a good call. It's like a train wreck where you just see it go off in the distance. Like the train is going off over the horizon and you don't even get to see any explosion or crash. Like, it just keeps going. The movie is just so boring. It just, every time you think it's going to make an interesting choice, it backs off of it. Or, like you say, Kron, they introduce something just so trite to explain what the next step is. You have no sense of the timeline of the movie. If you had told me, the housekeeper was laying dead for 7 days, I would have believed you. I don't know. I kind of wish he hadn't told me that he was doing it in honor of his son, because I hate the performance. I think it's so bad. It's like okay, if I really, really sell the constant rocking, that's going to make up for it. And I didn't know the story about it being based on a real life issue that Fred Drust dealt with. So does that inform the structure? It's not a good movie. And unfortunately, there's like not enough. It's not like fun bad. It's just boring bad. And that's my biggest sin. I'm not going to put it down there with some like legit trash that we watched, but I'm with Kron. It's a 1.5, man.
All right, guys. Thank you. It's what I expected. The Fanatic, I came across. Fred Drust is making a movie. John Travolta was involved. I watched it. This is a conversation piece you have with people who say they're into movies. Somehow John Travolta comes up and you say, I got one for you. You need to watch The Fanatic. And this is a one and done of, you need to watch this bonkers ass performance from John Travolta. I watched this 3 times because I had to do it for the show. I believe Devon Sawa did a decent job on the acting. I did like how we could easily see Travolta playing Sawa's character and Sawa doing Travolta's character. The switch there. But I like how they did it, the older and the younger. It's not your normal break into a house and type of movie that you get. So it's a little bit out of the box, but not really. But other than that, yeah, you just need to see Travolta's performance here. You don't ever need to watch this again. When I die and people see this collection of Blu-rays and this is in there, it's definitely going to cause some questions about my love of movies. It's a 1.5. Gentlemen, you're right on the money.
So we were high.
We were.
Yeah. 0.5s for each of us, Kron.
All right, guys. The Fanatic. This would have an average score from the 3 of us of 1.5. We all gave it the same thing. This would be at number 129 on the big list out of 132 movies. This would currently be right above this would be right below Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the new one, not the next generation. And this would be right above The Brain. Fucking Big Sodium is out there trying to steal the thunder from the Fanatic.
That was a Dan pick.
Yeah, and I remember the issue with that one being that it was just fucking boring. Like, it didn't lean into being weird enough.
You've seen The Brain like 3 times. That's it.
If you want to know the bottom 5, they are the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, whatever the new one was, The Fanatic, The Brain, Doll Man versus Demonic Toys, and hey, they're at the very, very bottom, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation.
I think Bones actually took a point from the newer Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Nobody
On a
took a
rewind.
point from.
No?
I don't think so. It has a
I thought he
0.
did.
It's got a 0 in the review show column.
Maybe
So
you might have just been projecting, hoping I would.
for the record, I gave that movie a 1, and you both gave it a 0.5.
The new one?
No. The Next Generation.
Oh, okay.
The new one, I gave a 1.5. Dan gave a 2. Bones gave a 1.5.
I almost did a 2 on this, and I was like, no. It's like, you simply just have to see Travolta and be like, gee, what the fuck? And like, that's it.
I thought that this was going to be like Kron. If you've got it open, what did Dan give the Greasy Strangler?
3.5.
Dan gave the Greasy Strangler a 3.5. I gave it a 2, and you gave it a 1.
Yeah, I thought for sure that this was going to be like that sort of level where you were going to try to tell us that there's just so much humor that we were missing, like we weren't getting it. So I even said like 2.5. I was like, man, I think maybe he's like right over the money. Like he accepts that it's poorly made and poorly delivered, but it's somehow funny. You've already bumped up the Greasy Strangler, but I would say Greasy Strangler I would watch over the Fanatic. If you want a good fan, you guys ever seen The Fan? Tony Scott's The Fan?
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes and
I've never
De
seen
Niro?
that.
Fucking fun. All right.
De Niro.
Let's get out of here, man.
The Fanatic from 2019, directed by Fred Drust. It is streaming on Prime, I do believe. So if you want to catch up on that, do that. If you're on Spotify or what's the other one? Apple, please rate, review, and follow the show. Subscribe. Helps us bring the show to more people. You can follow us on social media, Instagram, Threads, and Letterboxd. But if you really want to fuck with us, there is a link to our Discord on every episode that drops of 5 Day Rentals every Wednesday. So click on that, join in, and Kron Howard will make fun of you or tell us a category that you think would be cool or movies that we should watch. That seemed to be a big theme today, which I appreciate. Good to see the folks talking to us. But other than that, crash and burn.
Pretzel Fang.
Can't talk long, gotta poo. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the 5 Day Rentals podcast. This is the after shower segment where we're going to find out what the next movie is in the category Teen Heartthrobs.
Kron,
Thanks, Dan.
you cannot be clocked in if you're just in the lingerie.
Yeah, I can.
If you're just in the lingerie, you're not clocked in. There's a
obviously in the
uniform code.
I'm in the store now.
I like the way it looks.
I guarantee
People like it, dude.
Do a spin for me.
I will, of course, spin.
God damn it. Shave your legs?
Of course, dude. It doesn't matter if you're covered up from the ankle to the neck.
You got a
still
little-
want to feel nice.
You got a little Finkel or Einhorn little bump going on back there.
Uh-huh.
What?
All right, guys. It's time for the next selection for Teen Heartthrobs. I kind of had a movie in mind, like, for a long time for this podcast. And I thought eventually I'm going to find a way to work this thing in. And this is the category where it just happened to be able to work. Dan presented this, kind of said, hey, if your person has been featured in a teen magazine, you're good to go. So I thought, I know a classic Nepo baby that had her foot in the door early enough to be in one of those kind of things. So I went with Jamie Lee Curtis, and we're going to be watching Road Games from 1981, directed by Richard Franklin. Hey, you guys look at the fucking poster every single time we record one of these things. I will say, maybe not the absolute best movie in the world, but I do think it's one of the all-time great movie posters, which is why I have it on my wall.
It's solid.
Yeah. It's just a cool image. It's actual art. You know, it's not just like a still from the movie or anything.
It's an arm grabbing a titty. I would call that art.
It's an arm unzipping a lady's shirt. Her zipper turns into the lines of a road.
Come on, dude.
There's a lot going on here.
Well, it's a little fuzzy. It looks like a hand touching a tit.
I'll take a close up.
You're drunk, dude.
Now I've never seen Road Games. I do stare at this every week. I'm going to assume it's coming on the show. Is there a quick synopsis, like something that you could give me, or would you say go into this thing just dry and enjoy it?
I mean, if you just want a very quick kind of thing, it is essentially like a Hitchcock kind of rear window thing that unfolds on a stretch of highway.
It's a big rig movie set in Australia.
It is a big rig movie set in Australia. You've got your teen heartthrob, Jamie Lee Curtis, and your other teen heartthrob, Stacy Keach.
Rawr.
But yeah, it's definitely like I of course love De Palma's stuff. I would say he was kind of influenced heavily by Hitchcock. Richard Franklin, also a huge, guy who took a lot from Hitchcock. So there you go.
All right. I'm excited.
I'll tell you this. Don't let the poster fool you. I'll just say that much.
Yeah, the poster, that roughly makes up about 1/90th of this movie. It's about 1 minute.
Okay.
That is shot essentially.
It's less horror-y than what you probably think.
It's a bit more of like a thriller.
We're looking
suspense.
at a thriller. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not to fucking inside baseball too much, but you guys may already know what I'm picking, and
I have no idea.
We might be hitting the road again, so to speak.
Maybe.
All right, that's all I got.
I'm
Next
excited,
week,
man.
Road Games.
Crash and burn, dude.
We're doing road trip?
Shh.
Might be.
Daddy, would you
We
like
can't do
some
any more.
sausage?
We can't do any more
Daddy,
comedy.
would you like some sausage?
After
That's Freddie got fingered.
Yeah. Road trip is Scotty doesn't. No. That's Euro. No. Is that Euro trip? Scotty doesn't know.
I just listened.
Road trip.
I was on blank check.
Road trip is
Something
where he
like that.
eats the mouse, like he's supposed to feed the snake and shit. So
They did Freddie got fingered on Blank Check?
Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't. That's.
I think so. Is that a Ben pick?
That's Matt Damon.
We should just do a blank check re-listen podcast, like where we just do supplemental.
It would be more successful than the show we're doing right now.
Blanker check.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could.
What is that fucking movie called?
What?
Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't know.
That's Jamie got a gun.
Yeah, but
Everybody runs.
to the tune of.
It's not a very popular movie.
It's in Euro trip.
Is it?
Yeah. It's the
What?
secret Matt Damon cameo, right?
Yeah.
What's the other one with Tom Green where he's like
Stealing Harvard.
Oh yeah, that was the one I was thinking of.
That might be my favorite Tom Green movie.
I watched it, and my wife was so annoyed. Like one night, she's like, "Turn it off! I can't do this." I was like, "He hasn't even got to. I'm gonna beat the bejesus out of you." That's like my favorite. I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna beat the bejesus out of you.
Do you have kids? Good, then there'll be somebody to watch me drag you.
We got a problem with Milady.
Do you mind shutting Milady off?
Yeah. What was that? I couldn't hear you because Milady was on.
Yeah. Stealing Harvard, legit funny, man.
Is that the one where he tells him, like, oh, he's gone to Boston, Texas? The guy's like, do you mean Boston, Massachusetts or Austin, Texas? And he's like, yeah. Is that movie?
I thought that's Road Trip.
Oh, man, I'm so confused now.
We're mixing all these Tom Greens up.
All right, guys, join us next week and we'll figure out which Tom Green movie we're all talking about. Until then, crash and burn.
Crash and burn.
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Was this the one where we got cheese thrown at us, or was that the second one?